Hey, good morning. Welcome to Musings, episode number 264. Sitting in the wings, we've got Sean Forney joining us today. He'll get on here in a few minutes. Scott,
He's
how you
waiting
doing,
in the
man?
green room.
Yeah, which is the lower level of our screen, and we
Yes.
do not provide snacks. So I think it'd be funny if they actually, if the people that are in the green room on these StreamYard, actually their whole thing went like it looked like they were actually in a green room, just sitting there, and a little TV was in the corner playing the show. So, oh, Scott's freezing again. How good is that? I'm going to start off with uh, Larger Family Chiropractic Center, located in Belleville, Michigan, and Dexter, Michigan. They take great pride in providing the finest chiropractic care to each and every patient, offering on-site digital X-rays, massage therapy, orthotics by foot levelers, young living essential oils, all in a family-oriented environment. Give a call, 734-697-4244. Visit them online at largerfamilychiro.com or visit them right here at Facebook at Larger Family Chiro. You see a picture of Dr. Honor and Dr. Ryan right there. And they've been since day one, so definitely try to support them if you're in the Southeast Michigan area. And they definitely do great service. I've been rehabbing my knee a little bit that I did something to, don't even know what I did, and they've been getting it back on track. So it's really helping out a lot. And then I don't know if Scott's frozen again or not. There he is.
Can you see me now?
Yes. So we'll bring up your team.
I don't know why it keeps doing this, but hopefully, let me try to hook. Here, I'm gonna. There you go. You do that.
There you go. So hey, Scott's gonna. I can't bring up his screen when he takes it down, so we'll bring in Sean Forney to hang out for me. Sean, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you, man?
Good. He's got in the office he's in. They share internet, and I guess when people start doing all these webinars and things like that, and real estate, of course, has been kind of not as brisk as they would like.
Yeah, bandwidth, bye-bye.
Yeah, so he's gonna. I think he's try to set up his phone as a hotspot and do that. We mentioned that last week. My problem at my house when mine was acting up was my computer itself. I had the laptop was just getting old, so I bought a brand new desktop. And so a little connection issue here and there. I know internet acts up once in a while, but I haven't had the problems I had before. So, and if I'm going to do any work on it, I couldn't do it on the laptop because it was just, eating up everything. So,
our problem was just the fence guys cut the line as they were digging the post holes.
So they didn't call Miss Dig and see who was had the stuff down there, huh?
They did. They just went right down on top of one of the flags.
Oh no.
It took forever because our cable company got bought out. So I had to sit on hold forever with the new company because everybody else was complaining because they changed this or changed that. And I'm sitting there going, I don't have service. And finally they sent somebody out and the guy got here. I was like, full disclosure, we got a fence put in 2 days ago. They went right to the line. He's like, no problem. Give me 30 minutes. He was done out of here.
He probably was happy with that going, okay, it's an easy fix. It's just a splice,
Yeah.
Cut, tape, bury, you're good.
Yep.
Those are always nice on that. So yeah, we're going to be talking about your Kickstarter today. But what's new in your world besides new fence? And you were mentioning something about floors and dryers are off there before we got on. And anything else fun and exciting going on? I know you're going to be out of town soon.
Yeah, so I got Garden State Comic Fest coming up Saturday and Sunday. I just and we'll have it there. We'll be doing a special signing on Sunday. Chris Campana and I did a Death Dealer 2 variant cover for Comic Nights and Jay and Silent Bob's Secret Stash.
Nice.
So we're doing a signing on Sunday. I've got a ton of various Counterpoint books coming out with Hardly Thin, Do You Poo, All Out Poo.
Okay.
I got a ton on my sitting on the drawing board literally that I'm trying to work my way through.
Oh, and Marat's coming out, so Marat's there.
Yep. Marat, Chris and I are all going to be at the Comic Nights booth all weekend.
Nice, and Tiffany's going to be there.
Yeah, I saw that. I'm excited for that. And the guy that plays Economos on Peacemaker.
Oh, nice. They got a great just comic line up there. They got Bacon, Simonson, Bob Camp's going to be there, and he's actually Bob Camp's back doing work on stuff with I think Ren and Stimpy and a couple other things. He's actually back in the studios again.
Nice.
So a lot of cool stuff there. Yeah, I've seen this show before. I've never been to it. I've always wanted to go.
I wasn't all that familiar with it until Ahmad from Comics Nights. We were setting up a bunch of different stuff with the Pooh stuff, and he asked me about coming out, and yeah, we found ways to make it work. So I'm excited to go see it. First time at the con, first time in New Jersey. So looking forward to seeing everybody. Like I said, we got the exclusive Death Dealer that we're doing. I've got an exclusive Thundercats All Out Poo that'll be available at the con for the first time.
Okay, let's see. Are you featured now? You're a featured artist, right?
Sure.
Yes, there you are, right there. Yep, Sean Forney. So, and as young as he looks, yes, he has been in the industry for about 20 years now.
Yeah.
So
trying to do math on that's no fun.
Yeah, I mean, if people really go look, I've said this for years. Sean and I have been friends, I think about 16, 17 years now. We met at the Mid-Ohio Con, became friends several months later because of our good friend Josh Warner, who brought everybody together and just said, we're all friends, let's drink and have fun.
Yeah, he's the glue.
And Josh Metters and all that stuff. All good friends and that stuff. And I have said this almost from day one, really within the first year getting to know Sean. Sean is, first of all, the best colorist in the industry, in my opinion. I don't think there's anybody better. He's done a lot of work. He's finally getting the recognition he deserves. I'm giving you a little praise here today. Second is illustration-wise. He's a top-notch illustrator, top-notch inker. Sean can do it all. And I've seen the work he's done just in colors. I see his illustrations, especially with the Kickstarter we're going to talk about, stuff like that. So there's a little praise. So if you don't know who Sean Forney is, even though we've had him on the show, we've talked about him, he's been a good friend for years, you got to check out Sean's work. The cover stuff is fantastic. His actual comic work that you can sign up for the Kickstarter that starts tonight is well worth getting. The field guy was talking about that. That was all awesome too. So just a lot of cool stuff on that. And you see a lot of great stuff here. Heavy Metal, Dynamite. You've done stuff with Niobe, Source Point Press, IDW, Bear Claw Studios. That's the Death Notice. So a lot of great stuff. And Murat is a top-notch person in the industry as well that you've been working with quite a bit the last several years. So.
Yeah. I think Murat and I have been working together 8-9 years now.
Mm-hmm.
Well, to back up a second, I appreciate all the numerous kind words, and I don't know if I can live up to that hype, but
you got the rest of your life to figure it out.
Right. You hit on quite a few things right off the bat. Like Warner got us all connected, and I got to tie a lot of any of my success over the last few years. Like I can kind of whittle down to like a handful of individuals.
Mm-hmm.
You mentioned Josh Metters. He was like the first guy to be like, here, color some of my stuff. And like, we actually got published with a few of the pieces that we got to work on together. And one of those pieces I got hooked up with Tim Seeley, both through Josh Metters and through my buddy Brian Boardman. And Seeley like put me on doing all sorts of stuff. They got me the ability to color stuff that was actually being published, so I could put it on the old resume, hand it off. And then Murat, after I met him and we started working together, he has like got my name out in so many different directions that I don't think I can ever say thanks enough to the guy. And I tell him that every time I get to see him in person, because he's like one of 3 or 4 individuals that I don't think I'd be doing half the stuff if it weren't for them.
Well, it's the thing I've told people when they ask, how do you get in the industry? I say, first of all, you just got to start doing stuff, show up, do your own thing. Second of all, you got to start meeting people, get to know them. I see people that say, I'm not doing anything in the industry. Are you talking to people? No. Well, you need this. Don't ask them for work, but just get to know people. Ask them for advice. Where should you look towards? And Sean, you did that. I mean, you were out there doing the stuff. You kind of created your own. You had your bunch of artwork. You were doing things you're trying to do, trying to get work. You've always had the dream for it, and I think your biggest supporter is Steph Forney, and she's definitely been your rock through all this, and encouraging as well as being a full partner and getting you to where you get the recognition now. So
absolutely. I mean, she's the one that's been the powerhouse all week, making sure that this Kickstarter gets off the ground and gets up and running, putting together all the nooks and crannies of everything that goes into making this thing, as well as making sure we get the book going, production and all that stuff. And through all that and doing all this stuff and kind of, hitting on what you said, or like talking to people and, trying to get in the industry and getting to know people. And like I said, like, I don't think I'd be doing a lot of this stuff if it weren't for some of the folks I mentioned, but through doing a lot of this stuff over the last few years, I think it was the either last Comic-Con or next to last Comic-Con we were at before the whole pandy set in. I've been wanting to get over and meet Brian Polito and get a chance to do something in the Lady Death universe. And this is probably still one of my favorite all-time moments ever. I go up to introduce myself. I don't even get the opportunity. He grabs his glasses that he's got hanging, this is a dude that's total rock star. I swear to God, they based Eddie Munson off of him.
Yeah.
He grabs his glasses to look at my name, look at my badge and see my name. He's like, yeah, I thought that was you. How's it going? Reaches out, shake my hand. He's like, we got to work together sometime. And that just blew my mind. I'm like, dude, I was going to say the same thing. I never got a chance to get a word out. And it's and I've gotten the chance to work on a handful of Lady Death covers now. So
nice.
Yeah,
Polito is one of the great guys in the industry too. And he's always at the shows. Anybody can walk up to him and talk to him. He's happy to talk to everybody. And he definitely likes working with a lot of people. So I see Scott's back. So let's get a quick ad read in for Scott. And then we'll get back to everything here. So throw your Team Titans out there.
Team Titans Real Estate. Why? Because you matter. That's right. Even though we utilize the latest in tools and technology, not counting the mishaps we just had with the connection here. But I had to use my phone as a hotspot now. I don't know why I'm getting bad connections. Anyways,
because everybody's sitting in the office waiting for people to call, and they're watching videos.
Yeah, well, sometimes there's meetings going on and they eat up the bandwidth. So I'm going to try to just start hooking this phone up right away. Might as well use that unlimited data, right?
Yeah, I've done that.
Yeah. So, but real estate wise, there's definitely a shift occurring, and things are changing, and we're seeing the houses. If they're not priced right, they'll sit on the market a little bit here. And you really got to price it right. The showings are still really strong. We're getting a good number of offers on the houses that are what we call turnkey ready or ready to move in right away, where no work has to be done. Those are still going strong. We are seeing a slowdown, though, in a couple different areas, but nothing that's troubling. I mean, you got to remember how high in the marketplace we were recently. So it's more like an adjustment period right now. But if you have to buy or sell a home, there's still a lot of great products out there. Some people are starting to worry about the interest rates going up. There's some great programs, adjustable rate mortgages and other things where you can take advantage of lower rates still and things like that. So give us a call, 586-232-5144, and Jill and I will take good care of you.
Excellent. We got Kevin Minert chiming in. Good morning, Kevin.
What's up, Kevin?
Yeah. So, and Kevin, of course, will be working with us on the Crimson Shadows issue 4. And
that's
other fun stuff going
progress
on
right now. I'm having fun doing that.
So, I got a text over there. I was going, who's texting me now?
I keep getting the same thing. It's stop.
Yeah. So I was just kind of giving the praise of Sean Forney. Sean, of course, has done covers for the Bardstone Crimson Shadows as well as Poe Macabre. And all the covers that Sean you've done for those series have done very well. Everybody's been very excited about them. I've had a few people that come up and they go, is that Sean Forney? I was like, yeah, you're in at the show and I sold the cover. So great stuff. And I'm sure we'll all be hitting you up again and throwing money your way for more covers.
We can make that happen.
Yeah, he's like, I like money. Money's good.
Yeah.
You mentioned we won't get into Stranger Things, but you mentioned did you finish Stranger Things, Sean?
I did.
How about you, Scott?
Not yet.
Oh,
no, I spent because of the goings on in our household with Jill's daughter. She's going through a bone marrow transplant. Jill hasn't been around much, so we are going to watch Stranger Things together. But I did use the time to watch the Umbrella Academy last season, so I was able to catch up on that and watch that full season. So,
all I gotta say is, I know there's a season 5 coming up, but season 4, that last 2 movies they had on there, were phenomenal.
Oh yeah.
Is season 5 for sure thing?
Yes, it's good.
Okay.
They start writing it in August. They said the Duffer Brothers did, so they'll probably. And Hopper came out and said that they'll probably shoot it next year for a 2024 release, based on the way it's looking. And and that'll wrap up everything. And then they're supposed to do a spin-off, but it's not going to include anybody from this cast. So that's at least what they're kind of hinting at, is it's going to be something completely different. I have a feeling they might jump into the 90s and go somewhere else with something completely different.
And the brothers have already kind of handpicked their successor.
Mm-hmm. I haven't heard that one. So
Yeah, it was something I caught yesterday. At least they have somebody in mind that they'd like to kind of take over the reins of doing like show running and stuff.
that's smart. You know, they look at other stuff they want to do, and they got an idea, and here's the idea, run with it, and
Yep.
Go from there. So cool. I know I've been enjoying it since season 1, and I'm real excited about that. So
Oh yeah.
well, cool. But Sean's got a new Kickstarter going on, and now what time does it launch tonight?
Shortly after 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Steph and I are going to go live. We'll be live on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube at 8:30. We got a little event set up on the Facebook page, and my little name there. Let's see if I can point the right way. All my social media is that
Sean Forney Art. Okay.
So yeah, hit us up on any one of those places and come watch us tonight as we launch. We'll launch the page. We'll show off everything we've got. Get to do a little preview of it here with you guys this morning. Yeah, we'll hang out. I did it last night. My buddy Jacob Bear launched Death Notice last night, and we hung out for like almost 2 hours last night, just shooting the shit and waiting for him to fund, and he did. We were on there, I want to say probably about 20 minutes before we got off there. He funded and he gave out some prizes and stuff. So
nice. Love hearing that.
Hoping to do something similar tonight.
Yep. And there's the Facebook page. So it's
Yep.
at Sean Forney Art. So you definitely want to start following that if you can. And it's a 48-page comic you got coming out this time.
Yep. Yeah, we're gonna wrap up like all the story arcs, storylines, little trails and cookies we've left along the way since we started and developed the character back in 2004.
Nice.
So as you can tell, it's taken us a long time to do each issue, but we sat and thought long and hard about trying to figure out how we wanted to do this one, including me talking Steph's ear off for like a 2-hour car ride, reading every note that I had written in my sketchbook for like 2 years, going, we need to put this in, need to put that in. She's like, no. But we condensed it down. We got everything in there we wanted. We've had a couple of folks edit it for us and make sure, we're hitting our marks and getting everything in there we wanted to do. And I'm really happy with the story. I'm getting rolling on doing all the artwork and hoping, like, as I keep telling everybody, like when everybody's like, well, what's your fan base and like this kind of thing, basically me, because I think a lot of folks that are like-minded to me are the ones that I usually seem to attract to my work and whatnot. Mm-hmm. So it's like, I feel happy about it. I feel good with what we're doing and stuff. Yeah. So I'm hoping that there's going to be a lot of folks out there that are going to feel that way too.
Well, I think when you aim it that way too, it's more authentic because there's a passion in it that gets put into the project when you write it for yourself. There's a lot of movie makers and things like that who also use the same approach. But if you're trying to just create something generic for the sake of making money and you're trying to hit a target audience that you don't even identify with, it doesn't resonate.
Yeah, and that's my thing is like I've always found like what seems to be my most successful, whether it be a sketch, a print, something I've worked on, whatever. If I can't make myself happy with whatever it is, it doesn't seem to be as good as the stuff that I'm, very tapped into, very much in the mindset of, ooh, I want to do this. Ooh, I'm happy with how this has turned out. There's going to be stuff I'll sit there and nitpick because I go, ooh, I should have done this better, that better. But if, at first glance I go, ooh, yeah, I like what I did here. And I kind of lost my train of thought, but like just going for that goal seems to be the thing that like hooks me enough to keep me interested in working on it. And that was one of the things I did throughout working on this was try to put as many Easter eggs as to all the stuff I love in every aspect of this thing.
So I just want to point out too, real quick, I put in the comments the link to Sean's Kickstarter pre-launch page. So if you click on that, there'll be a button here. I've already clicked it, so it's already marked, but it'll say notify me at launch. If you click that, you'll get a notice once they launch as well. So just so you don't forget to get in early on this.
Yeah, because we do have a special 72-hour cover.
Nice.
I know everybody's been doing like the 24, maybe 48 hours. We decided to go 72 because I take off Friday and I'm at a convention, so I'm going to be handing out postcards left and right. So I wanted to give everybody at the convention the opportunity to tap in and grab that cover.
Nice.
Oh, fantastic!
What do you have a sample of the cover?
I do. Can we pop that up there? Yeah, there we go. So let's bear with me a second here because it.
These are all different covers.
Yep. So let's see. I gotta go up instead of down. There it is. So that one, it's an homage to Greg Capullo's Spawn. I think it was like 136. He did this Violator that I thought was really cool. It's like I could turn that into a werewolf. so that is a 72-hour cover. It will also be available. We did a special package where you can pick and choose any of the covers except for the SketchUp cover, which is below it. Except for this one, all the rest of them you'll be able to buy on its own as a metal.
Oh, nice.
So this one here's the main cover. That'll be the main Kickstarter. You know, everybody can tap into that one real quick, get it, whatever. Our 72-hour, I did a SketchUp version. So all this is going to be open. It'll be printed on Strathmore stock, so I can do sketches.
I love how you do that. That you have an image printed on there, but then you draw the rest of it. That's a good idea.
I'm not gonna lie. I stole the idea. I saw Marat doing it on his last couple of Kickstarters, so I'm like, I'm jumping on it.
Yeah. I feel like I'm gonna steal the idea too.
Yeah, we all borrow for all this stuff, so nothing's ever really stolen. It's all borrowed.
Yeah. And this one, I did an homage to J. Scott Campbell's Amazing Spider-Man 607, I think.
The Mary Jane cover.
So we're doing something a little unique with this one. The regular version is going to have the Silver Bullet logo on our shirt because that's her bar. But we're going to offer a retailer variant version. You can get your retailer logo printed on there as well as the back cover.
Oh, cool.
And then we will have a retailer package where you can come to me and say, I want an homage of Amazing Spider-Man 300. And as much as I don't want to do that, I will do that if you pack that package. I just think that pose is going to look really weird for her. And we got a Matt Horak variant. Matt's worked on all sorts of stuff. I know off the top of my head, he's worked on Deadpool, and he inked, and I cannot think of the name of the book, but P. Craig Russell had a book last year before that came out that Matt did some of the inks on it. And like I mentioned earlier, that my buddy Jacob Bear's got a book coming out. He and I tag teamed and cross promoted and whatnot. I did a cover for him. He inked this cover for me. So I did the pencils and let him go to town with doing some inks on this thing. So
I really like this one. For me personally, I think this might be my favorite cover right here. I really like this one.
I had a lot of fun with it. I told Jacob last night where we were chatting, it's like he's kind of got like a little bit of a David Finch flair to his work. So I kind of did my best David Finch impersonation of some of the stuff with the background and whatnot. And I said, do your thing, man, go to town. And he knocked it out of the park.
I just know I always dread when I have to do background buildings like that. That's like the bane of my existence.
I'm weird. I had a lot of fun with it.
Yeah. It came out excellent. I think that's part of why I like it so much, because I would have found some way of just putting it all in shadow so I don't have to do all that detail.
Work smarter, not harder.
Right.
Yeah.
Looks
fantastic.
Great, though.
Yeah, that's
I love how you posted the pencils, inks, and finals too, so people can see the comparison.
Yeah, I like giving everybody a chance to view all that, and it's also serves a dual purpose. The original art for everything but Matt's cover, and obviously Jacob inked this digitally, so it's only going to be the pencils, but all the original art for the covers will be available in the Kickstarter.
Very good.
Very nice. Very nice. So 48 pages. Kind of sorry on that. You got any stretch goals that'll be happening with this?
We do. We've got stretch goals planned out, quite lofty stretch goals as we got through the list, but we kind of came up with a theme. So we started off quick with, see if I can show these off. We got various stickers at our initial goal is 1,000.
Right, show them again.
Off some more. So there's the Silver Bullet logo. and then Scarlet on her motorcycle, which is kind of out of focus here. It's not working for me.
That's
It's all right.
right.
Sorry, they can get an idea. They really want to see it, they can just buy it.
Yeah, exactly. It's that image and a sticker. But let's see. We've got stickers. We got a holofoil trading card. We got coasters. We started going with the theme. Scarlet in the book, she owns a bar. So we started doing a bar theme. So there's a coaster. There's going to be a bottle opener. We're going to do, we found this place that does metal business cards and metal bookmarks.
Oh, nice.
So they do like really cool die cuts. So our plan is, and obviously we got to hit the stretch goal, and it's quite lofty because they're quite expensive, but it is a metal bookmark that's going to have a cutout of the sword. So it'd be like the sword part will be like the paper clip that goes down over top of the page. I'm trying to think. We are planning for a koozie again, playing up the bar theme. And then I think there's like more stickers and more like trading cards, stuff like that. I can't remember all of them, but we do have them planned out. You know, for I think it's about every $1,000 or $1,500 over the goal, we start hitting additional stretch goals.
And what's your minimum goal to be this
minimum is 1,000. So we're hoping to hit that quick. That way we know that the book's going to go out, and then just start piling on all the stretch goals and make people's packages nice and hefty and give them some fun stuff.
Very cool. Very cool. I like that. And then for add-ons, now, do you have the previous books available as add-ons?
Yes, we have a package. So we've got one package that you'll be able to get all the previous issues and the new one, and it's just the books and and whatever stretch goals we hit. We have another one where you get all the books, but we're doing 3 different custom-made boxes. So there'll be a box where you get a special piece of artwork on the box, and then a set of the books. And then there's one where you get exclusive covers and the box and whatever goodies it comes with. And then we've got like a kind of a like high-end one where it's going to be all variant covers. So you can get each one of the variants in like a foil, and I'm trying to remember what else is in there, but it's like you get one package is 5 books, one package is 7 books, but you get all the nice fun little doodads plus a custom box made just for the Kickstarter.
Oh, cool.
And everything's gonna be sized to fit the books, and they won't get banged around or anything like that. So if you decide later on, well, you don't want to keep the books in there, you take it to a con to keep your books protected while you're walking around, that kind of thing. So got a few things like that in there. And then, like I said earlier, there'll be an option for the folks that like to collect the metal covers. You can take your pick of any one of the books and turn it into a metal. Those will be available in the add-ons as well.
That's cool. I do like the metal covers. We've done that through the Bardstone stuff, and they do go over very well. People seem to really like those.
Yeah.
So that's awesome.
People dig them. I dig them. I've not ventured into doing too much. And thankfully, the printer that we work with, they gave us the option. It's like they can just be one-offs. We don't have to go and make a ton of them. So it's like we just giving everybody the option. You want this one as a metal? Boom, you can have it.
Nice.
That's cool. That's a nice little upgrade. I not really thought of doing that during a Kickstarter, but I like that option. And definitely keeps it very limited, because then you're only pretty much doing what people want, maybe a couple extras.
Exactly.
So it definitely adds a collectability to it.
We've got, I think, 2, maybe 3 packages that way, that it is basically going to be limited to whatever quantity gets ordered. We set a maximum that it can reach, but if only 2 of them get ordered, there's only going to be 2 made.
Yeah. Very cool. Very cool. Trying to think what else. Since we don't have the Kickstarter to look at, and as it's going to kind of go through things on that.
Do you happen to have images of the bar merchandise?
Not yet.
Okay.
Because some of it is still being worked on, so it's kind of a mystery thing yet. I know we've got the coaster, which is going to have the silver bullet logo with a target on it. And let me do a little work in the background here. I might be able to pull up the preview of the Kickstarter.
Okay.
So for those of you who don't know Sean, he's done a number of Kickstarters, and he delivers on time. They're quality products. It's a phenomenal product that he puts out with the Scarlet Huntress, and guaranteed to like it. It's well worth getting involved in this. And how many books are total in the Scarlet series now?
This will be issue 5, and counting the well, that's not going to work. I was going to try to pull up the preview so you guys could see it, but
does that include the field journal, or is that
does not include the field guide? So there's the field guide, and it's long out of print, and maybe at one point we will kind of come back and remaster it, kind of like what we did with the field guide. But we also did our version of the Little Red Riding Hood fairy tale that ties into the story and how it all works out. That was, I think, the second or third book that we produced, so it was quite a ways back, and we did like a perfect bound 8x8 children's book size to it and all this stuff, and Steph did all the illustrations in charcoal. Nice. And it's a gorgeous book and stuff, but we ran through our print run and we just never decided to go back in and print more. I think just because at the time of what it was before crowdfunding, the cost was prohibitive and things like that.
That might be a good Kickstarter, a standalone.
Yeah,
to relaunch that.
So something to bring back, and we're kind of hoping. And this is again one of the lofty goals that are floating around my head. If the thing does well enough, our plan is to try to get stuff situated to do a trade of everything. And because the first 2 issues are black and white, I'll go back in and kind of do a remastering of issue 1 and 2 so that everything kind of gets updated artwork wise and then gets to color so that we can have all 5 issues in a trade, in color, ready to go for everybody.
Nice.
Very cool.
But that's going to be a very, very lofty goal. So we'll see if we get anywhere near there.
Oh, I'm sure you guys eventually get there. So I told you before when we promoted you before, the Scarlet Hunter stuff has been a lot of fun to read. Fully enjoy the stories. Artwork's fantastic, and definitely looking forward to this next issue. So good stuff there. Trying to think, what other point should we hit on this before we say goodbye?
I don't know. We're launching tonight. Come join us on the live stream.
What time is the live stream?
Live stream will be 8:30 p.m. Eastern. All right. Again, we'll be live Facebook, Twitch, YouTube. Watch us on any one of those or all 3, whatever you want to do. We'll show off all the Kickstarter stuff while we're going. I do believe we are going to have like a couple of backer goals. So if we hit, X amount of backers, we'll give away some stuff that way too.
Nice.
Yeah, you touched on the add-ons. I forgot to mention, like, a lot of the previous Kickstarter stuff will be available as add-ons. So like we did variant covers for Adventures, which is issue 4. You'll be able to add those on. The swag pack, which has the map, the stickers, the buttons, all the little doodads that were in all the previous Kickstarter stretch goal stuff. We're going to have a few of those available. I think that's about it. I think we've hit all the stuff that we're offering up.
So I have a question.
Yeah.
Now that you've got 5, 6, about 7 projects out now with Scarlet because of the field journal and field guide and the other thing. Have you yet to have a cosplayer show up dressed as Scarlet Huntress?
Not yet. I'm working on it. I really want.
That's like the goal, isn't it? Like,
yeah.
That's when you've made it, when somebody shows up at a con dressed as your character.
I really wanted to do a cosplay cover for this issue. It's just timing was awful of trying to get everything else done and then trying to situate that and get a photographer and everything. That maybe for the next issue or whatever we do, I think we'll try to do it. But it was just so many things going at once, and we figured we dug ourselves a pretty big hole of coming out of May, going into June, and trying to get everything prepped for this, and it's not pretty. No, it's not. It's
a lot of work.
Yeah, well, it's not good to end the school year, set up a show at the bar, tear down the show at the bar, and leave to go to a convention all within 3 days of itself.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a heavy load. But even like just creating the books, a lot of, and you mentioned like all the stuff Stephanie is done with this, and she's co-creating this also, and then, but managing the advertisements and getting the Kickstarter organized, it is so much work. That because we yes, we are artists here, but we're also publishers, and there's so much, there's a whole nother avenue to this. And we put out our product after months and months and months of hard work, and someone buys it, reads it, and 10 minutes later, okay, when's the next one?
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, I'm trying.
I said kind of the same thing last night. I was talking with Jacob because we were kind of like sharing our woes of doing this stuff, and it's like, yeah, I'd love to sit here and just draw, nonstop and put out the book, but like you mentioned, it's like there's so much other stuff. You've got to do your promotion. You got to make all your posts to put up. You got to respond to the posts that you've posted. And then you've got to do all the additional stuff like thankfully Steph has tackled. She's done all like the layout stuff, and she's preparing to tackle the lettering again, even though we considered bringing a letterer on. I'll give a plug to Blambot's guide to lettering that we just picked up. That will hopefully help us get this thing to look really professional and nice. But yeah, it's, all those added on things where it's like, yeah, I'm not just sitting here. Like, I think a lot of folks look at us like, you're an artist, you're sitting at home, drawing in your pajamas all day. It's like, yeah, there's so much more that goes into that nobody thinks of.
Right. Yeah. Just all the working with the printers, formatting everything. And plus, and it always seems like everything has to be formatted different. So when you want to make the ebook, you have to go through the whole book and reformat separately. Then the printer wants it a certain way. And it's just, everything's a different format.
Well, yeah. And if not every printer is the same, because we've had to kind of bounce around to different printers for stuff. So it's like one printer wants the file this way, the other printer wants it this way, and then you're juggling. You gotta label all your files clearly to go, this is for that printer, this is for that printer, and and then everything in between that you try to fix. Like I'll give you the best for instance. So like I said, Steph ended school on, I'll say May 25th. I don't remember what the exact date was. May 28th, we had to tear down all my art at the bar. The 29th, we took off to go to my folks' house because we did a convention that started on June 1st. And we were gone for an entire week to do that convention. In the midst of that, like right before, we wanted to have all the, I did brand new covers for issue 1 through 4 to half of the Kickstarter, but we wanted to take some to Colossal Con with us. So we got them printed in time for the con. They got here. They were great. Looked at the covers. Awesome. Steph and I swear that we looked inside the books. We didn't until the con, until this cute little 20-something girl comes up, and I'm asking her about her contacts, and I'm like, how the hell do you see in those things? And she's like looking at the books, but she's like literally like this, looking at the books because of these contacts. She can't see anything. And she's like, can you open up the book so I can see the interior? Yeah, sure. Let me open up this one. It's in color. No, it's not. It's all grayscale. I turned to Steph and I'm like, what happened? And so we both go into panic mode. It's like, I swear they were color. We're sitting there at the con. This poor girl is trying to buy one of the books, and I'm trying to find her one that's in color, and I can't. And I'm like, tell you what, I'll make you a deal. They screwed up. Something happened. Half price. It's yours. And so she gets the book. She's tickled to death. And then Steph and I are going through opening every single book we brought with us. None of them are in color. So she goes and she emails the printer, like, we don't know what happened. They're all black and white. And they're like, okay, well, send us everything back. We'll get you new ones. We already sold some. It doesn't matter. Just send us whatever you got. We get home. We crack open every book that we didn't take. Every single one of them was in grayscale. However, we swear that we opened them and saw color.
Oh my God.
So yeah, there's all those kind of catastrophes that happen, but they made good. They got us the books a couple days later. We got them in color. They turned out great. Everything was fixed, but it was sheer panic for both of us at the con. Yeah. And, this was day half at the con that this happened. We still got 3 more full days to go.
So for those of you who bought those grayscale ones, those are extremely limited editions.
Yeah. I think 7 of one issue and 8 of another issue went out. So
all right, so 15 total in circulation.
Well, Kevin's got a quick question for you. He wants to know if you're doing the Vegas con this year. in September.
Not doing Vegas. We did look at it, and I swear that's the one that changed their dates. Like they had it announced, and then they pushed it like a couple of months.
Yeah, it's gonna be in September now. It was supposed to have been a few weeks ago.
Yeah, if it didn't fall during the school year, it was totally going to be a possibility.
Well, maybe next year we'll get you the dates once we're because Kevin and I'll be there. We'll get you the dates, and if you guys can plan, we always have a great time out there. We always plan a few extra days and enjoy Vegas. So
yeah,
that's probably our favorite travel destination for a con.
that was the goal this year. We were going to go do it, and I was going to try to get a hold of them, and I found out because there's a fellow that joins me on the live streams in the morning, and that was his like local con he was going to go to, and he was like all upset because they moved it. And I say local for him, but he was still flying to it, and he was like, I got to get my tickets refunded and all this stuff, and he was definitely a little irked.
Yeah, we had to scramble on that ourselves. We had already bought tickets, so we actually just went to Vegas for a vacation, and then we had to book other tickets for September for Kevin and I to go back out, and it's a weird weekend because hotels and everything are. It sounds like there may be a football game now that weekend. They were changing the football schedule, so.
What stunk for me was I used, from COVID and all that, all these shows got canceled, so they got converted into vouchers for me.
Yeah.
My vouchers expire September 7th. And this show is like the week after. So I had to cancel those flights, but I can't use my vouchers for the new flight. So it all worked out fine, though, because I'll be at Monroe instead. So, but I'm like, what? 1 week off.
Yeah, that's like, geez.
That was a kick to the groin.
I did keep the convention schedule rather light for this year because I knew I was going to be working on this and just everything else going on that we've got. So we've already mentioned numerous times. I'll be at Jersey this weekend off, and I'm trying to wear my Gem City shirt and support them. My Stranger Things Gem City shirt.
Yeah, this will be my first year not being at Gem City in better than part of a decade.
Yeah,
not including COVID shutdown. I was a little bummed they were the same weekend and that. So, but I know it's a great show. I love Gem City.
Always a great show.
A good show, and always gets a good solid crowd out there. So.
Yeah, I've got that a week off, and then I'll be at C2E2, and then I'll be off from conventions until sometime in October. I can't remember the dates. I want to say like 9th, 10th, something like that. Cartoon Crossroads here in Columbus. Partially put on by Jeff Smith of Bone.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Now, no Baltimore this year?
No. Last year, it was what it was. We didn't do well enough in Baltimore to want to make the trek back.
Okay.
And I know they had everything going against them for doing the show and stuff, and I'm not holding that personally against anybody. It just after doing it and kind of twiddling our thumbs for most of the weekend, it was like, I don't know if I want to venture back here to do that again and spend a weekend, because that's one of the things where it's like, Steph's got to take an extra day off of work, and she only gets 3 of them, so we were like, no, let's plan for something, either a little bit better or like we decided to do. It's like, we'll stay home and get some stuff planned. Like I think for C2E2, if plans work out, we'll probably do some stuff with Clan McDonald again. At least tentatively, I know that they're working up some schemes. So we'll do some things like that. And I signed up. I've got a whatnot going, so I'm going to try to venture into doing a little bit more of that maybe this fall once I know I've got the book wrapped up and things are can't say calm down because that never seems to happen, but when I can find a spare moment.
If you find one, let me know. I've been looking for one. So
well, the hard part with the shows these last year that with traditionally Comic-Cons, they all had their like time slot, and every year they would you could kind of predict when they would fall. There'd be some conflicts, but after COVID, everybody just shows that would normally be in May are happening in September, and things are moving all over the place, and because they're so packed in, a lot of shows are happening at the same time. But that's also causing, like, prior, because shows were so consistent, there was a certain level of predictability for all of us.
Yep.
Like, okay, I know how I do at that show, and you do it. But now it's just so up in the air. Some shows are doing way better than you expect, some are far worse than you expect, just because it's so crazy. So hopefully we get back to some regular schedule again, maybe hopefully starting next year, and start getting back in that flow again.
That's my hope. And it's somebody posted on the internet, so we'll see if it holds true. But like this year, C2E2, I'll step back. Last year, C2E2 ended up being in December when it's usually in like March or April.
Right.
And we did it, and it went off pretty well. And then this year it'll be in August. Supposedly next year they're shooting to have it back in spring.
Okay.
Which would be nice, because right now, like, our spring was like wide open. We had like nothing going on.
Yeah.
And I'd like, if stuff gets spread out again and we're not all condensed into June, July, August, which is what seems to be happening this year, I'll be a somewhat happy camper.
Well, that's what I'm hoping, because I look at a couple different shows for myself next year, and hearing different rumors on shows that some may still be on top of each other, but they're all looking at a little bit earlier than later now. And I understood CTV. They had to have the show in December. They didn't want to have it too soon, so they moved to August, and then they can come back around. Still several months in between, so it's not too tight of a turnaround. Unlike a couple of Michigan shows that have decided they each want to have 2 shows a year, and they're good sized shows, and I think it's ridiculous. I'm only doing 1, and I'll let the fall ones just happen and not even worry about them. So it's too much in an area.
Oh yeah. I was very surprised when I saw that announcement.
Now I know what's going on, and I won't say it publicly on here a little bit. At least I should say it's my speculation what's going on, but I'm usually right about something like this because I've seen it before. And it's just it's a pissing contest is what it is.
Well, and the problem is, as as a vendor there, you get the same crowd twice in the year, and they've already bought your stuff at one show, and they tend to be hanging out at the other show. And while it's nice, all it does is divide my sales into 2 shows, but I had to pay for 2 full shows.
Yep.
So for me, I'd rather just show up to 1 a year than for that particular show.
Especially in a home state show of Michigan. I can't do too many shows here because I see all the same people. So
Yep.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you
see
and
they start then they start hanging out, which is nice. We love all you fans and talking with you, but at the end of the day, we're there to make money and not just to talk to people who've already bought everything. Because we have to pay for the expenses of doing that show still. And
see, at that point, they can take us out and buy us drinks after the show or a nice steak.
There you go.
Yes, we'll talk for food.
Yeah, definitely. You buy me dinner? Great. I'll talk to you for a good hour and a half. We're good.
Yeah. Indeed.
Well, awesome. Well, Sean, I'm excited about the Kickstarter. Excited for everything to go for you guys on this. This weekend again, you're gonna be at the Garden State Fest in New Jersey, or how they say Jersey over there.
Yeah.
Forget about it. And all that is gonna pull it up again here. Garden City Comic Fest is what it's called. I don't know exactly where Garden City is in Jersey. I don't know how far it's from New York.
Parsippany, I think, is like the big city around it, and where we're in
Morristown, New Jersey, in the Menin Arena. So,
yeah, it's a hockey arena, and they told us the average temperature in the place is 67 degrees. So,
okay, here's what you do: you go buy your beer in the morning, and you put it down on the floor. We did this in Colorado Springs. So we were on the ice, and within a half hour to an hour, it's going to be nice and ice cold.
Nice.
So it's not necessarily a bad thing. It's
I was kind of happy to find out. It's like I won't be sitting there sweating my butt off the entire weekend. It'll be nice and cool. So I'm like, ooh, I better actually pack a sweatshirt for this.
Yeah, that's actually, I didn't take one to Colorado Springs. Now this year when I do that, we're not going to be in the ice house. We're going to be up in the upper bowl area and that. But yeah, you guys, looks like you're west of Newark, west of New York City, kind of where it starts getting more green on the map. Looks like for that. So. But I love the hours. You got Saturday and Sunday. You got 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. and 10 to 5, VIP 9:30. Perfect hours. And again, Tiffany's going to be there.
Yeah. Come see Tiffany and me.
Yeah. So right there, Menin Arena, Morristown, New Jersey.
And to all promoters out there watching, pay attention to those show hours. Those are great show hours.
Well, you guys don't like the 10 to 8 or 9 o'clock at night?
Right? Yeah.
I love these, and I've had this talk with several promoters. They're like, "Oh no, more hours works better." It's like, no, you think it does. You think you're getting more people as people are just spreading themselves out. It's an event, tighter time, just like a play. People can't show up at 3 o'clock for a play that started at 2.
Well,
Right.
I'll give you this. We did Colossal Con. It runs Thursday to Sunday. Thursday's a preview night. It's only open like 4 to 9. Not a big deal. Friday, Saturday, it starts at 10 in the morning. It's open till 3:30. Shut down for an hour and a half. Then it runs till 9. I was dead.
Wow.
I
It
know
shuts
you-
down for an hour and a half?
Yep, they give us time to get lunch. They close down the Artist Alley room. We can go
Just
out and
stay
grab
open
lunch,
and
whatever.
close at a good time.
Well, they have so many events and whatnot. That room is packed nonstop the entire time it is open. I'm not kidding.
See,
It was
that's what I
elbow
like
to
about
elbow.
the people who do Tampa. You have the show floor, and then you have the events area, and the show floor shuts down like 6 o'clock, Brett.
It's 7
And
now, but still.
we're all able to leave for dinner and all that. They shut us down, but then the events go on till midnight out in the other area, and people can go do that and have fun however late they want.
Yeah. This thing really doesn't ever shut down, except for the rooms. They close down like Artist Alley and the dealer's room. Everything else is a nonstop party for 4 days.
Kind of like it's like an anime con, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's just they run anime cons just run start till they say, "Hey, it's 5 o'clock Sunday. Get the hell out of here."
Which is nice. They actually end at 3 on Sunday.
Oh, that's
that's
We
nice.
got out of there. We were done and at my folks' house by like 4:30.
Oh,
Nice.
And it was like, all right, we can chill out and relax for a little bit and then drive home on Monday.
good. And I bet Indy was happy to see you.
Oh, he was thrilled.
Yeah, and just so everybody knows, they named the dog Indiana.
We did.
So we got to get back to Disneyland sometime though. We'll talk about WonderCon in the future.
Yes.
And because I had the best time with Sean with his Indiana Jones hat, driving the Indiana Jones car on the Indiana Jones ride,
Yes.
and I was holding on for dear life, even though he had no real control over it.
It's so much fun. I keep bugging Steph like daily. When are we going? When are we going? So, do me a favor, give me a heads up because you'll be there and I'll be at Gem City. If you find out applications are out, whatever, shoot me a note because I do want to sign up. I would like to get back to both San Diego and WonderCon. So,
Yeah, I heard San Diego. They're probably not going to have anything at the shows with our understandings. They're redoing everything, so everybody's going to have to reapply.
yeah.
So there is no grandfather in everything's, and I think they're changing how they do things. And then WonderCon, we'll see what the dates are for that, and then try to plan that again. Because I had a great time. Gosh, it's been 4 years now since we did WonderCon, but
Yeah.
and then doing Disney was just a blast afterwards.
Oh, yeah.
And they got all the new Avengers campus we got to check out since we found the secret entrance for it.
Yeah. I jumped the fence to go get my photo.
So, Sean, appreciate you, man. Good luck with everything. In 2 weeks, I said I'll be out of town, but if you get a hold of Scott, want to pop on, just give an update, message him real quick. And we definitely want to help support this and get you guys going. And appreciate everything you do for Bardstone when you do covers for us. Thank you.
Hey,
Yeah.
guys,
Get over there, follow their pre-launch page so you get notified tonight in case you forget.
Yeah. I
Don't
appreciate
miss
it,
out.
guys. You guys been awesome, been a huge help in doing these things, and you got us to 69 followers on the
Nice.
Kickstarter.
Yeah.
69.
Here's how it works. So so give our best to Steph. And unfortunately, other than on these things like this, I don't know if we're going to see you guys in person this year, but we'll try to figure something out if we can. So,
Yeah, we'll try to figure out something where we can all get together. I haven't seen Warner in quite a while, so I keep trying to bug him to get out and do something here. So
yeah, it'd be great. It'd be great to get you guys all together and hang out and have some beers and see if I can stay up past 10 o'clock.
there we go. There we go.
All right, Sean. Have a good one, man. We'll see you soon.
Good luck.
You guys, thanks so much.
Yep. Bye.
Take care.
So yeah, definitely support the Kickstarter. We know we will, and we'll try to share it on our social medias as well once it gets launched. So-
They really do a good comic book. If you like fun action, you're going to enjoy the Scarlet Huntress. So go check it out.
Yeah, and when they say it's going to come out on the time frame, it will, just like a Bardstone project does. And so also, I was going to show you real quick before we get off here. I got I'm always collecting my Disney points for movies and things like that. They have Disney Insider where they had the other week, and it was just a couple thousand points. It was a surprise. Otherwise, I may not have bought it, but I bought the Art of Lightyear.
Oh, interesting.
What I love about these books, not just this drum table, is it gets so many cool concept artwork and things like that.
Yeah.
It was
I got that book for the Mandalorian that they put out. Looks like the same size and format.
Yeah, I've got the first 2 seasons for the Mandalorian on that too.
It's those books are always concept art is one of those things. It's a little different skill set for artists, and I just always love looking at concept art. I'm not as good at concept. Once the design is made, then I can do it, but I'm not good at imagining these insane worlds and creatures and
Yeah.
Now, they usually have beautiful like scenic paintings where like with like really cool lighting that like really sets up the feel of a world. Yeah. And I always enjoy those.
Yeah, and Scott and I both got to see a preview of that a couple weeks ago before I headed out of town. Enjoyed the movie. It was fun. Mm-hmm. They had a nice story. The aspect that was getting a lot of press was very minimal. And I don't know if that was Disney promoting it that way, trying to get people to go to it, or somebody else trying to not. It's kind of had a backlash in terms of people going there. But also the fact that there's tons of, unfortunate, other celebrities out there that are friends with Tim Allen bad mouthing it without seeing it because it didn't use Tim Allen. But as they said, this is not the Lightyear from Buzz Lightyear from the Toy Story movies. This is supposed to be a real person. So I recommend it. So go see it. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, the premise is within the Toy Story universe, a movie was released that Andy went and saw, and the toy is based upon the movie version, the live action movie that Andy went and saw.
Yeah, because he doesn't even he barely resembles the toy version. Mm-hmm. There's some characteristics of the toy version is an exaggerated animated version of it. So
yeah, but I will say I enjoyed the movie. It was fun. I think part of the problem is Disney has decided to become political in the state of Florida, and Disney as a whole is having some backlash, and it's hit their stock prices. It's hit the turnout for certain movies. And I really wish they would just stick to making entertainment, because when they do that, they do a really good job. Yeah. And I will say, like you said, I don't know if it was Disney themselves trying to promote something or certain groups that were latching on to this. It was such a they didn't even need to put it in. If they took it out of the movie, it would be 100% the same movie.
Yeah.
So stop trying to be political and push certain things. Just have fun.
And if nobody knew about it ahead of time and it happened, people would talk about it afterwards a little bit, but it wasn't that big. It literally was about 30 seconds at the most of screen time.
Yeah. But whereas Minions, they're just producing entertainment and sticking to that, and they're killing it. Maverick is doing insane. Just stick to fun. And the thing to point out with Maverick too is it's banned in 2 major countries and their global box office is still huge. Even though China, usually movies rely on China to be part of their global numbers. Maverick's killing it without China. And I think Russia too, because it was too pro-American.
No China, no Russia. Russia because of the invasion of Ukraine. They're not getting any movies from America right now.
Right.
But China themselves banned it. It's the thing with that with Maverick, and I haven't seen the Minions yet, but I want to see that because I like those movies. Is I got nothing against movies with a message, but for the most part, I want to go to the movies and be entertained. I'm seeing Thor tomorrow night on Thursday, and I'm looking forward to being entertained and them telling a good story.
Yes.
So if they spend too much time trying to have all these, they don't even call themselves social justice warriors anymore, but social justice warrior stuff. You spend too much time on that.
That's true. I haven't heard that name in a while.
Yeah, it becomes now too. As I said, like too much of, trying to preach stuff like that. It's like if you want to talk about that stuff, do your documentaries. That's where they're really designed for. If you want to entertain and have something around that, the more you try to hammer that aspect home, the more you lose audience. And it's not just people that you think are ignorant or don't agree with it or something like that. It's people that would agree with you, but they're bored to death because there's no story there.
Right.
And I hear that from people that, they say, yeah, Messer's fine, but it sucked because the story sucked.
Yeah.
Still a good story, So
yeah,
it's like I ended up watching last night. I was flipping through and they had that "Marry Me" with Jennifer Lopez and
Owen Wilson.
yeah. And it's free on Prime. I ended up watching. It wasn't bad. I ended up watching. I put it on. I was like, okay, let me see what. There's a lot of hype. I was like, I'll give it like the first 15, 20 minutes because that's usually where you can get it. And it wasn't bad. It was. They got to the heart of the story pretty quick. It told its story. I knew right away. It's definitely a movie that you can watch and not have to be surprised. You know what's going to happen in the end. It's laid out pretty much for you. It's just a basic movie in that. But the acting was fun. They had some good funny scenes, stuff like that. And they just stuck with telling the story. They didn't try to go political. They didn't try to go, agenda wise. It was just here's the story and here's what we're doing and go.
Right.
And it was based on a graphic novel, which is part of the reason I wanted to check it out. I never heard of the graphic novel before, so hopefully people have not heard of Bart Stone's graphic novels and they want to make those movies and generate hundreds of millions of dollars.
Hopefully.
Hey, next week I think we'll talk a little Umbrella Academy.
Yeah, hopefully next week I'll have Stranger Things done. That's the plan.
Yeah.
So maybe we can talk that as well. Boys, I'm really enjoying The Boys and how this has come about. I've said it before. Story-wise, I just love this universe. I wish they were, and so many people want the raunchiness, but if they toned it down just enough, I think the story is so strong that I would love the story to hit a bigger audience. I would love this universe to become a bigger universe because I really love the angle they take on so many things. And
I've been reading a little bit here and there, pop-up articles. Some of they really pushed limits this year, and it sounds like Amazon's going to kind of reel them back for future seasons just a little bit. But they've already basically doing what they call the Hero Gasm, which was last week, and that's about as raunchy as they ever got. So now if they've kind of done it, so the shock value is done. Reel it back and just tell a good story.
Yeah, because I truly think this universe they're creating. I mean, what's interesting, and we're running out of time here, but like Homelander, the Homelander character, I find very interesting because he's the bad guy basically.
Yeah.
But like even there's a certain scene where he's getting the crap beat out of him. And I found myself actually like kind of rooting for him a little bit. Like, even though he's a complete jerk and horrible person, but like Anthony Starr does such a great job with that character. And I really think they have the potential for this universe here to rival a Marvel or Warner Brothers with DC at the movie theaters. But because of the angle that they're going to tell their story, you're going to limit your audience, you know? So I'm story-wise, I'm absolutely loving the portrayal of these characters and the story that's being told.
Yeah.
Jason Ackles as Soldier Boy is excellent.
He's fantastic. And it's funny, I saw a picture someone shared, Captain America picture, and he did the same pose and that
with the shield.
Yeah. So a lot of fun. He's good. He's really, I like him on Supernatural. He's a good actor. And it's nice to see him kind of branch out.
He needed this.
That. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because he did Supernatural for like 82 seasons. So something that was completely different from his Supernatural character. He looks so different with his hair longer. Really loving what they're doing there. So we'll see where it goes.
Yep. So got a few things to talk about next week. And then after that, like I said, Scott will figure out the following week when I'm gone. If I can chime in real quick in the morning, I will, since it'll be 7 a.m. out there. We may not have left by yet, but we'll see what's going on. But until next week, guys, have a good week. Bye.